So, hi everyone, welcome back to Data Science in Your Pocket. And it's a big day today, that is Kimi K2, the best open source AI model has been released, which is quite easily able to beat DeepSeek V3, Quen 2.5, and other open source model. Not just that, it is also able to beat out some of the most prominent paid models like GPT 4.1, Claude Sonnet, Claude Opus as well on certain benchmarks. So this is looking to be a crazy day. Not just that, one more interesting thing is it's one of the first open source model with 1 trillion parameters. Yes, you heard it right. It's a mixture of expert with 32 billion activated parameters each time, but the model size is just humongous. So for reference, I think the previous biggest was DeepSeek, which was about 671 billion. That was open sourced. I think Llama 4 Behemoth, they mentioned it to be 1 trillion tokens but never released. But now Kimi K2 is released, weights are open source, and it is 1 trillion parameters. So we would be discussing not the details but the benchmarks of the model, which are looking quite interesting and yummy. So let's get started. As mentioned by the team, it is an agentic monster, like it is able to not just write text but execute tasks also. So the first benchmark they have shown is around agentic and competitive coding, and as you can see, it is just a little behind Claude 4 Opus here, and quite easily able to beat GPT 4.1, Quen 3. It is able to beat DeepSeek V3 quite easily. On SWE benchmark multilingual, it is quite close here also. So SWE benchmark is around software engineering, which uses certain agentic. So there is a GitHub open issues that are assigned to the model, and it needs to come out with solutions. So this is the basic core of SWE bench. Now moving to the next section, that is live code bench and OJ bench. So these are also around coding only, but in interactive sessions. So the first one was around fixing GitHub bugs. This is a interactive coding platform where it helps the user in pair programming. So here also you look, it is able to beat out the best models quite easily, and it is able to beat out Claude 4 Opus here. So to beat Claude models in coding is just something else, and I think Kimi K2 has done that. It has the highest score in these two benchmarks and looks quite a killer. Not just that, I think on tool use benchmarks like Tau2 bench and Ace bench, these are also around software engineering only. Here you mostly, if you see here, but they internally uses tools. Do remember that. So this benchmark evaluates how good the LLM at tool calling. So here also, if you just leave out Claude 4 Opus, and in this case you leave out GPT 4.1, it is at the second best position, and it looks very close to the best model also. So if you look, it's either in the top two or the best model for now. And this is comparison with paid models also. GPT 4.1 is paid. Do remember that. In terms of maths and STEM, that is mathematics and basics, chemistry, physics, geography, it is just killing it here also. As you can see here, AIME 2025, that is a mathematics exam, it is scoring the highest compared to Claude 4 and GPT 4.1. Gemini 2.5 Flash also is not able to mate it out, and DeepSeek V3 is 46.7. Similarly on GPQA Diamond, that is a graduate physics level questions, here also it is topping, beating out everyone else. One thing you have noticed that this benchmark doesn't include Gemini 2.5 Pro and Grok 4. So do remember this, these are still the top ones. They have given some use cases also here that you can check out of tool analysis. This is done by an open source model. Do remember that. So we would be jumping on to all these things, but there are certain other benchmarks also that a team has released. So here you can see that coding tasks like live code bench, OJ bench, multiple SWE bench verified, agentless coding, and agentic coding. Everywhere Kimi K2 is just topping the list. If you see this one, it's all blue, except Aider Polyglot, where Claude for Opus is topping out. I think apart from that, Kimi K2 is the in the open source arena is the best. Now moving on to the tool use task, Tau to retail, Tau to airline. So these are tools related to retail, tools related to airline datasets. Here also Kimi K2 is outperforming everything. If you see an underline, that means that the model is the best model in the open source category, right? And if there is no underline, it's the best model overall. So that is why you might be getting confused why 70.6 for Kimi K2 is highlighted and also 81.8 for Cloud Opus, because Cloud Opus is paid, it's proprietary. Now talking in terms of maths and STEM tasks, it is just killing everywhere. It is able to beat out everything. On AIME, that are the mathematics exams, maths, Harvard, MIT, Polymath, Zebralogic, Autologic, GPQA Diamond, Super GPQA, Humanities last exam. I think after Grok 4 release, you might be remembering this particular metric mentioned a lot, where Grok 4 has achieved a huge score. These models are not good, but still, if you look in the other benchmarks, the model is great and it's open source. So I think no complaints. Talking on the general task like on double LU, that is multilingual, multiple questions are asked like from different domains. It's a simplified version of what you say humanities last exam, I would say. It involves questions from physics, geography, chemistry, literature, etc. Everything. MMLU, and these are different versions of MMLU. Here also the model is quite good, the best in open source category. And at times, if you don't see an underline, you will see that the model is outperforming even the paid ones here. So these are all the metrics that the team has mentioned. As you can see, all the models evaluated above are non-thinking ones. Bold denotes global SOTA and underline denotes the open source SOTA. So this is a little confusion that you might have. So do remember that if it's underlined, it's the best open source in that category. But still, if you look onto the numbers, I think it's just crazingly good. And if you are not the one who wants to pay for an API, I think Kimi K2 is your model to go. Unfortunately, the model is huge. 1 trillion tokens is just too much to run. Hence, you might require some specific hardware for it. But apart from that, if you get a quantized version of it or something else, it's better. And right now, it's the best open source model for everyone to use. I hope this was useful and you understand how Kimi K2 is the best model right now. Thank you so much.